Assalamualaikum, Ms. Nur Akmayati. My name is Nur Alia binti Saari. My matrix number is PPT 04230003. My presentation topic for today is nanoparticles for targeted drug delivery. This is the outlines for my presentation: introduction, mechanism of action, benefits, challenges, future trends, and references. We'll go to the introductions. So nanoparticles are extremely tiny particles ranging in size from 1 to 100 nanometers. In contrast to their larger counterparts, they display distinct physical, chemical, and biological characteristics at this scale. And they have special qualities that allow users in medicines, such as targeted medication delivery, imaging, and diagnostics. And many compounds are now being researched for drug delivery, specifically for cancer treatment. There are several types of nanoparticles for delivery drug system, but I'm going to focus on cancer treatment. This is just a diagram that shows how nanoparticles are developing or evolving throughout the years. So starting from 2007 until recently is 2022, which is dexamethasone loaded radially mesoporous silica. This is the example of medicine that I use in my presentation, which is Doxil. Doxil is an anthracycline topoisomerase inhibitor and primarily used to treat cancers such as ovarian cancer, multiple myeloma, and AIDS-related Kaposi sarcoma. Just so Miss know that actually Doxil is used after ovarian cancer or AIDS-related Kaposi sarcoma are failed or recurrence from the previous chemotherapy. For ovarian cancer, they use the platinum-based chemotherapy. If they fail the treatment, then they will use Doxil for the next treatment. And also for recurrence, and also for recurrence of cancer disease. This is the mechanism of action of general nanoparticles. So as you can see, the nanoparticles are in the middle. So the first nanoparticles modify tumor microenvironment to improve immune response. And then our immune cells will go through our organs and system. And then their nanoparticle increase the antigen presenting cells and T cells activations. And then they go to the tumor cells, and in the middle of their way, the nanoparticles also improve antigen presentations to antigen presenting cells. And lastly, nanoparticles increase cell death and oxygen release. So as you can see, the tumor cells are actually um, dividing or actually starting to start their death cells. This is mechanism of action of Doxil, the medicine that I chose for this assignment. So doxorubin HCl, which is the active ingredient, binds to DNA and inhibit nucleic acid synthesis, resulting in rapid cell penetration and perinuclear chromatin binding, rapid inhibition of mitotic activity, and nucleic acid synthesis, and induction of mutagenesis genesis and chromosomal abnormality. It means here doxorubin HCl, it binds to DNA and actually help with the mutation of the cell, and also it alter the chromosomal in the nucleic acid of the tumor cells or the targeted cell that we are achieving for. And then it encapsulated in long circulating stem liposomes. This is actually their patented formulation. So it is formulated with surface-bound methoxypolyethylene glycol (MPEG). And then the pegylated liposome can penetrate the altered and often compromised with vasculature of tumors. So why they are using this MPEG? It is actually to protect the liposome from the MPS, which is the phagocytes of the cells. So they will actually not the liposome they are using will not get disrupted during their um, process of therapeutic activity. The benefits of nanoparticles in targeted drug delivery system. It is small size. Small size means it is actually can absorbed through our cells, cellular cells, without any problems. And also, it can go through the blood-brain barrier. It is for neurological disease. And high density of therapeutic agent can often be encapsulated, dispersed, or dissolved within these nanoparticles, and it reduces the toxicity effect since it's targeted our targeted cells, so it does not attack the other cells. So it reduces the toxicity effect. The challenges of nanoparticles in this industry, I have four types of challenges. Sorry, it has four types of challenges. So the first one is biological. Okay, the biological immune system recognition and target specificity. So immune system recognition, like I told you in the mechanism of action, our nanoparticles are often recognized as the foreign particles in our body. So our MPS in our body, mononuclear phagocyte system, they might phagocyte. They might eat our liposomes and reducing their effectiveness. And then target specificity. So nanoparticles may target specific cells for the therapeutic action, but sometimes it cannot like target just that cell. They might target other active cells as well. So that is the challenges. Technical manufacturing complexity to produce nanoparticles with consistent properties. It may have a bit difficult to maintain the consistency of the size, of the range, of the amount of drug that is um, induced in the nanoparticles, and then the stability of nanoparticles may aggregate during storage. So nanoparticles might be in a cold chain storage, or else the cells inside might have disrupted without a proper storage condition. And next is cost which requires high development cost and to manufacture or to formulate nanoparticles medicine, it takes a high cost. And also, lastly, is safety evaluation may take long term since it is a very small particles and very limited or a very little toxic effect or side effect. So it may take a longer time to create the safety evaluation or recognize the side effects of the medicines. These are the future trends of nanoparticles, polymers that respond to stimuli and can provide triggered release characteristics. From a production perspective, using the current techniques would make it simple to create nanospheres and nanocapsules, but novel shapes like polymer source are still developing in the um, industry. And the need for developing nanoparticles with many capabilities, which is targeting, image contrast enhancement, named as multifunctional NPs, means more synthetical steps, more regulatory hurdles, and higher expenses. And polymeric nanoparticles to be biodegradable or to possess high capacity and eliminated outside the body, avoiding accumulation, being non-toxic or non-immunogenic. And future therapies are being developed to create a personal needs based on the individual patient's need. These are all my references that I use for this assignment and presentation. Thank you.